Good morning, everyone. God bless you. And thank you for being with us on this Monday morning in early January, the 18th of the month, a day to be expressive of divine love. Louise Nevelson wrote, "Character is the architecture of being." Character is the architecture of being. I believe that our character contains our soul elements. Our character is our inner essence portrayed through our lives, through our beingness expressed as we live consciously each day. Hopefully, we have a character that is expressive of God's virtues. Hopefully, we have a character that people enjoy, that is inspiring, true to divine principles and values, a character that is creative and stamped with more than just a cookie cutter stamp of something unique, different, exciting, that people can revere because first God reveres our character. If we are soulful, I believe that we are divinely impressionable. In other words, God is able to reach us through the faculties of our intuition. The great oversoul that is expressive of the entire creation can utilize us as a resource in our soulfulness to be expressive of something of value of our divine nature. In this impressionable state, we can be stimulated by divine love, divine light, divine levity. We are divinely reactive rather than humanly overreactive to events, to people, to what comes into our lives as challenge, opportunity, and initiation. In our soul, our character is developed. And by that I mean that our true self, manifesting through the reality of what we experience humanly, shines forth. And that essence of who we are as our soulfulness finds a creative outlet in the world that provides God's ability to experience Him, herself through us in this plane of being. Someone said that the reason for the creation is that God desired to experience Himself, to reflect upon Himself. Because unless God was objectified in some way, how does God see from some other vantage point who He is? So, in a sense, the reflecting pool of creation, as the Divine Mother is out picturing of the Father aspect of God in matter, allows for God to behold Himself, to feel Himself. And this beholding and seeing and expressiveness and feeling truly as the creation is the mother from whom we all also experience who we are as created beings in God's image and likeness. To be soulful, our character has to be rich in spirit. And the divine graces and virtues that we individually and uniquely are destined to outpicture and to objectify. So we don't try to be someone else, we try to be ourselves, or we don't even try, we are ourselves. We are our true selves in our true soulfulness because we tap into the oversoul of our I am presence, our God self, our solar reality, and we draw forth from that these beautiful character elements of who we are to express in maturity as we grow and evolve and learn our lessons and master ourselves. So in our soul realization or our self-realization, we become a divine character as a player on the stage of life. We develop our character having God first and foremost in mind. God's light streams forth through our essence, our soul, and heightens and highlights and accentuates the highest, the best, the brightest of ourselves and our character. And our character is that which others behold and God beholds as that unique aspect of who we are that is right and just and appropriate for us. And we can celebrate each person's character as their uniqueness, as that divine spark, as it is brought forth in many lifetimes of experience and uniquely expressed by our nature. So our character is a part of our Buddha nature because our Buddha nature is unique to us. Every Buddha's nature is a little different, although each Buddha nature originates from the same fount or source. So how we are expressive determines the creative faculties that we develop that are resourced by our Buddha nature and brought forth through the specificity of our creative spark and genius. So in the tankas that Buddhas paint, there are numbers of Buddhas, each differently expressing some aspect of the allness of God's eternal Buddha nature. The white Taras and the green Taras and the Manjushris, the Avalokiteshvaras, the Gautamas, the Maitreyas, the Kartikiyas, Milarepas, Padmasambhava. All of these Buddhas have a uniqueness of their expression that is their character objectified of that which is wise, compassionate, holy, and completely virtuous. And we can join these Buddhas in consciousness as we express our character, our soulfulness, from the vantage point of centeredness in our Buddha nature. And within that Buddha nature, our aura shines and bespeaks who we are with the scintillating light that we have coalesced through our meditation practice, the disciplines of the Spirit, our invocations, our songs, our mantras. And in this coalescing of that Buddha nature around and within us, the character development is awesome. And our unique Buddha nature shines forth, and all can feel it, see it, know it, and hopefully be inspired by those virtues that we objectify, that we lovingly express. I have 5 little statues right before me underneath the webcam that I purchased of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas before our conference, and have been beholding them and their uniqueness of their mudras, how they were fashioned by hands of light of someone probably in Nepal. And it's amazing to feel, even in this little statue that's only about 2 inches tall, the Buddha nature, the character of each of these Buddhas, and reflect upon it. Now, these Buddhas, of course, are representative of cosmic energy fields, and they're not representative of actual Buddhas who embodied upon earth. They are dreams that we can choose to objectify. The all-pervading nature of the Buddha, the all-conquering nature of the Buddha, etc. So, as we choose to delve into our higher Buddhic presence and nature, and have the sourcing within our world of that which these Buddhas represent, don't attempt to just mimic them or only perfuse through your being their nature as something separate from yourself. Choose to realize that there is a uniqueness of your particular Buddha nature that is your character that can be developed, mastered, and expressed with such beauty, delicacy, creativity that one day you may be hovering in the etheric planes of light, perfuming the cosmos with that which is your essence, and all may look to you as a source of some aspect of the eternal Buddha nature. And of course, you can do this now. You don't have to wait till some future time. You can see and feel and realize this happening in your meditation, in your prayers, your mantras, your songs, and know this nature as that which illumines the world with your light, with the specificity of your causality, your Atmic presence. The soulful are those who are rich in spirit. We can be rich beyond our wildest dreams, yet that richness, that opulence really ultimately is light, spirit fire, beingness, presence, energy. So as we reach up into our Buddha nature and become ever more soulful in the graces of spirit, ever more rich in being able to capture any and all aspects of God's eternal presence and consciousness and deliver them to the planet with the originality and the creativity of our being, I believe we are fulfilled in our soul. We are fulfilled in our soulfulness. our soulfulness will actually determine the outcome of much within our world. If we are soulful each day, the earth is rebirthed in light through our soulfulness. If we are soulful each hour, that moment's nurturing of the earth and our atmosphere and the lives and the auras of thousands and millions of individuals occurs because we have chosen to be our Buddha nature in that originality, in that divine light. And through our choice and our conscious cooperation with Buddhas, divine masters, and cosmic beings, light emerges and rebirths the earth in so many domains and brings peace and presence, possibilities for cosmic engagements and divine intercession. I think that divine intercession, we always think that it's coming from somewhere else, outside of ourselves, from the Almighty, from archangels and angels. Yet, what I feel today is that divine intercession has to have a point or 3 points by which and through which that intercession is focused and precipitated in matter. And so we become that point through which divine intercession manifests, and who's to say where that divine intercession originates? It could originate from our own Buddha nature, one with God, the eternal. So don't discount yourself and your ability to be a nexus for the release of light, intercession, magic, miracles, and manifestations of God glory. Because if you can conceive that you are able to be that nexus, to be that focal point for the streaming forth of great light, it is so, by your consciousness wed to spirit, through your soulfulness. This allows us to take accountability and responsibility for all of our actions, all of our thoughts, our feelings, our words. And when every word, feeling, action, and thought is expressive of our Buddha nature, then we truly, through our chakras, through our light essence, through our auric fields, become that nexus for divine realization for others, for the acceptance of a higher walk with God, a more intimate conversation with spirit, spirit beings, guides, guardians, and friends. Our soulfulness creates the portal through which the oversoul may dip into this world with the fire of heaven, those Promethean fires of such cosmic and atomic energy that in a flash, the twinkling of an eye, change, transformation, transmutation may occur, and souls may be raised. Darkness consumed, dire prophecies averted or completely obliterated. One soul completely fused with the oversoul of God's eternal presence and truly make a cosmic difference in what he or she does to facilitate heaven descending and manifesting upon earth. The Pure Land of the Buddhas arising here, manifesting through the consciousness of thousands and millions. People finding their true nature and manifesting it day by day. Our soulfulness is the sign that we emanate of our character that says to all humanity, I am a son, a daughter of God. In this essence that I broadcast, in this field of energy that I emanate, in this uniqueness that I project, in a cosmic dream like reality that is beyond the human reality, as a co creator, as an investment of my virtues, my nature in this world to raise it into the all fiery presence of perfection and beauty. Our soulfulness each day co creates the new world and the new reality that we uniquely are destined with God through spiritual maturity to bring forth. As we bring it forth lovingly and magnanimously with cosmic audacity and daunting courage, so souls may be inspired. And what they are inspired by is the essence of light and love that is within that character representation. It's not the human personality that they are inspired by. The stars in Hollywood, have their personalities and their uniquenesses. And many fawn over the stars, and the paparazzi go here and there following them and capturing them with photographs and videos. This is all the charade, the chimera of unreality. Let us be the paparazzi that are constantly trying to capture the essence of God as it is represented and characterized by us. We can become our own paparazzi in a divinely humble way and find those elements within ourselves that we highlight to bless life, that we represent to be godly in all things, virtuous through every challenge, humble, open, accepting, and nurturing through thick and thin. There's a little quote I'd like to find from this book that I was reading, Chicken Soup for the Soul, Celebrating Mothers and Daughters, that I loved. It says, under the title chapter, A Mother's Sacrifice, a Spanish proverb that says, an ounce of mother is worth a pound of clergy. An ounce of mother is worth a pound of clergy. And there's a nice image of a young girl hugging her mother and saying, your hugs are the nicest hand-me-downs, Mom. Your hugs are the nicest hand-me-downs, Mom. So I think that as my guru in this life, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, Guru Ma, taught that the soul is the feminine potential of God, I do believe that women, in general, through their intuition, their sensitivity, are able to tap into their souls maybe a little more easily than men who, in our macho-ness, sometimes try to not necessarily feel our soulfulness. We try to be expressive of this intense alpha energy. So hugs And the feelings that we receive from our mothers are that which help us to understand our soulfulness. And if you ever have a time of feeling less than or disconnected from your true self, or you don't feel soulful, go back to the feeling of your oneness with your mother, your love of your mother, the cherishment of your mother, how your mother held the Immaculate Concept for you as her son or daughter in your divine selfhood, and feel that mother energy. Feel the appreciation, the gratitude, the thanksgiving welling up from within you and your heart chakra, and gather those energies and allow them to sort themselves out within you and to grow within you. And in this growing feeling of appreciation and gratitude and thankfulness, you access your soulfulness. And then once you access and feel that, there can be the origination of the mature selfhood of who you are as a God self-realized one, as a Buddha, in the becoming and then fully realized, manifesting your Buddha nature, shining it forth, and really the soul and our soulfulness is the facility that allows our Buddha nature to flow, to emerge, to be. Some say that in the Buddhist teachings and Buddha himself didn't recognize God or the divine per se. And they don't even necessarily talk about the soul in Buddhism. Yet I can assure you that those who manifest their Buddha nature are soulful and have won over their souls to spirit to the extent that their soul has become the full blazing presence of their Buddha nature. Their soul has allowed their divine Buddha nature to emerge, to shine forth, and to manifest. So it's our terminology more in Christianity and in the West to talk about the soul, as opposed to what the East may say in certain teachings, especially Buddhism. And yet, the words are not as important as the energy, the feeling, the concept that is self-realized. So thank you everyone for listening to this discourse. And as you continue to read the book, Living a Soulful Life by Beloved Afra, my prayer is that, rich in spirit, your soul will exceed the limits of its previous manifestation yesterday, last week, last month, last year, last decade, last life, and that you, in your true soulful nature, will emerge from the cocoon of your yester self and blossom and bloom and shine forth in your Buddha nature as your true reality. God bless you. Have a great day.